Hey Libra, welcome back to the channel. I have been sitting with your energy for the past hour, and I need to share what came through in this reading because the cards are showing me something really significant about your love situation. Grab your coffee or tea and settle in, because what I am about to share with you is going to bring so much clarity to what you have been feeling lately. Before we dive into the cards, I just want to say that if this reading resonates with you, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Your stories and feedback mean everything to me, and honestly, they help me understand the collective energy better. But let me not keep you waiting because the first card I pulled for you already has so much to say. The first card that came through is the Knight of Wands. And wow, Libra, this energy is intense. When I see the Knight of Wands appearing in a love reading, especially with this specific question about something strong happening between you and this person, I immediately know we are talking about rapid movement and passionate action. This knight does not sit still, he does not hesitate, and he absolutely does not play games when he knows what he wants. Let me paint you a picture of what this energy feels like. The Knight of Wands is that person who sees something or someone they desire and they go after it with absolute conviction. There is no lukewarm energy here. This is fire element at its most dynamic and forward moving. When this card shows up in your reading about something strong about to happen, it tells me that either you or this other person is about to make a very bold move. Someone is stepping into their confident energy and they are ready to pursue what they want without apology. Now here is what makes this particularly interesting for you as a Libra. You are ruled by Venus, you appreciate balance and harmony, you like to weigh all the options before making a decision. But the Knight of Wands energy is the complete opposite of that careful deliberation. This is impulsive, this is passionate, this is someone saying, I want this and I am going after it now. So you might find yourself in a situation where either you are being swept up by someone else's decisive action or you yourself are feeling this unusual urge to just go for what you want without your typical back and forth analysis. The Knight of Wands, in the context of something strong happening between two people, often represents a confession, a bold romantic gesture, or someone finally making their intentions crystal clear. This could be the person who has been dancing around their feelings, finally saying exactly what they want. It could be passionate communication, maybe even a spontaneous trip or adventure being proposed together. The energy here is about breaking through any stagnation or uncertainty with pure forward momentum. I also want to mention that the Knight of Wands carries an energy of inspiration and excitement. When this energy comes into your love situation, it is like someone lit a fire under things that might have been moving slowly or feeling unclear. Suddenly, there is heat, there is intensity, there is this feeling of, yes, this is happening and it is happening now. For those of you who have been in a situationship or something undefined, the Knight of Wands energy can represent that shift from casual to serious, from maybe to definitely. But I need to be honest with you about something. The Knight of Wands can sometimes move so fast that he does not always think about the long-term consequences. He is so focused on the chase and the excitement of right now that he might not have planned out step 2, 3, and 4. So while this energy is thrilling, and it definitely indicates something strong is about to happen, I want you to stay grounded in your Libra wisdom. Let yourself feel the excitement, but also keep that part of you that needs to assess if this aligns with what you actually want for your future. The second card that came through is the Eight of Cups. And oh Libra, this one made me pause because it adds such an interesting layer to this reading. At first glance, you might think, wait, the Eight of Cups is about walking away? How does that fit with something strong happening between two people? But let me explain what I am seeing here, because this card is actually incredibly significant for your situation. The Eight of Cups represents a spiritual and emotional journey away from what no longer serves you. When I see this card in a love reading, especially following the Knight of Wands, it tells me that before something new and strong can fully develop between you and this person, there needs to be a release of old patterns, old wounds, or old situations. Someone is in the process of or about to walk away from something that has been keeping them emotionally unavailable or stuck. Think about it this way. The Eight of Cups shows a figure turning their back on 8 cups that are stacked up, representing emotional investments and attachments, and walking toward the mountains in the distance. Those mountains represent higher ground, spiritual growth, a better version of yourself. This person is not running away from something bad necessarily. They are walking towards something better. They are choosing their own emotional evolution over staying comfortable in what is familiar. For you, Libra, this could manifest in a few different ways. This might be you finally ready to walk away from emotional patterns that have kept you in relationships that were not fully aligned with your truth. Maybe you have been the person who stays too long trying to make things work, trying to find that balance and harmony, even when it required you to compromise too much of yourself. The Eight of Cups is saying that you are reaching a point where you recognize that some situations cannot be balanced. They just need to be left behind so you can find something that actually fulfills you. Or this could be about the other person in your situation. Maybe they have been emotionally tied to their past, to an ex, to old hurt, to patterns of fear or unavailability. The Eight of Cups suggests they are now ready to do the inner work necessary to truly show up in a connection. They are walking away from their own barriers to intimacy. They are choosing to leave behind whatever was keeping them from being fully present with you. What makes this so powerful, in combination with the Knight of Wands, is that walking away from what no longer serves you creates the space for that bold, passionate, forward-moving energy to come in. You cannot have the Knight of Wands level of excitement and new beginning energy if you are still holding on to 8 cups of the past. The Eight of Cups is the necessary clearing, the courageous choice to say, I deserve more than what I have been accepting. I want you to really sit with this energy because for many of you, this card is confirmation of something you have been feeling. You have been sensing that you need to release something, whether it is an old relationship, an old version of yourself, old beliefs about what you deserve in love. The Eight of Cups is telling you that this walk away from the familiar is not just okay, it is necessary for your evolution. And on the other side of that courageous walk, something strong and real is waiting to happen between you and the right person. Now let me pull your third card and see what else the universe wants you to know. The Queen of Wands just showed up, and Libra. I have to tell you, this energy is magnificent. After the Knight of Wands bringing that bold, passionate action, and the Eight of Cups showing the necessary release, and walking away from what does not serve, now we have the Queen of Wands, and she represents someone stepping fully into their power, their confidence, their magnetic energy. The Queen of Wands is that person who knows exactly who they are and makes no apologies for it. She is confident without being arrogant. She is warm and charismatic, but also has very clear boundaries. She attracts what she wants simply by being authentically herself. When this queen appears in a reading about something strong happening between two people, it often represents someone embodying their most attractive and authentic self. For you as a Libra, the Queen of Wands might feel like a bit of a stretch at first because she has such strong fire energy, and you are an air sign who sometimes worries about coming on too strong or being too much. But here is what I love about this card showing up for you. The Queen of Wands is telling you that the version of you that is confident, that knows what she wants, that is not afraid to shine brightly, that is the version that is going to magnetize this strong connection you are asking about. The Queen of Wands does not chase, she does not beg, she does not shrink herself to make others comfortable. She simply exists in her full radiant energy, and the right people are drawn to that like moths to a flame. So if you have been wondering how to navigate this situation, where something strong is about to happen, the Queen of Wands is your answer. You step into your power, you get clear on what you want, and you stop apologizing for wanting it. You let yourself be seen in your full, authentic energy. Now, this card can also represent the other person in your dynamic. Maybe they are stepping into this Queen of Wands energy. Maybe you are going to see a side of them that is more confident, more self-assured, more clear about what they want than you have seen before. The Queen of Wands energy in another person can be incredibly attractive because there is something about someone who is comfortable in their own skin that just draws you in. What I find really beautiful about having both the Knight and the Queen of Wands in this reading is that it shows a complete fire energy surrounding your love situation. Fire is passion, inspiration, action, creativity, confidence. The combination of these two Wands court cards tells me that whatever is about to happen between you and this person is going to feel alive. It is going to feel vibrant and exciting and maybe even a little bit intimidating in the best way, because you are both stepping up into more authentic and powerful versions of yourselves. The Queen of Wands also brings a message about creativity and joy. She reminds you that love should feel inspiring. It should bring out the best in you. It should make you feel more like yourself, not less. If you have been in connections where you felt like you had to dim your light or play small or constantly second-guess yourself, the Queen of Wands is saying those days are over. The strong thing that is about to happen involves you being celebrated for exactly who you are. The fourth card is the Star in Libra. When I pulled this card, I actually got chills, because this is such a hopeful and healing energy. The star appears after the Tower. In the major arcana, it represents hope restored, faith renewed, healing taking place. When the star shows up in a love reading about something strong happening between two people, it suggests that what is coming has a quality of destiny to it, like the universe is aligning things in your favor. The star is about wishes coming true, but not in a fantasy way. It is about real, genuine hope based on actual healing and growth that has taken place. Think about what you have been through in your love life, the disappointments, the times things did not work out the way you hoped, the moments you wondered if you would ever find what you are looking for. The star is saying that all of that has been leading you to this moment. Everything you went through was preparing you for what is about to happen. I love that the star appears after the Eight of Cups in your reading because it confirms that the walking away you did or are doing was absolutely the right choice. You walked away from those 8 cups, you chose yourself and your own growth, and now the star is appearing to show you that on the other side of that difficult choice, there is hope, there is healing, there is something beautiful waiting for you. The universe has not forgotten about you. It has been working behind the scenes to align you with what you actually deserve. The star also represents emotional healing and openness. For something strong to happen between two people, both people need to be emotionally available and healed enough to actually receive love. The star suggests that healing has been taking place. Maybe you have been doing inner work. Maybe the other person has been on their own healing journey. Whatever the case, the star indicates that the emotional wounds that might have prevented a real connection are now healing, and that creates space for something genuine and strong to develop. There is also this quality of inspiration and divine guidance with the star. It is like the universe is blessing this connection, giving it its seal of approval. For those of you who believe in soulmates or divine timing, the star is a strong indicator that this connection has a spiritual significance to it. This is not just any random attraction or casual thing. There is something deeper happening here that goes beyond just physical chemistry or circumstantial compatibility. The star also asks you to have faith and to stay open. Sometimes when we have been hurt before, we protect ourselves by being cynical or by not fully believing that something good can actually happen. The star is gently encouraging you to lower those walls just enough to let the magic in. Yes, be wise and discerning, especially as a Libra. But do not let fear of past pain prevent you from receiving the gift that is trying to come to you now. What I find particularly powerful is that the star is a major arcana card, which means this is not a small or insignificant development in your love life. Major arcana cards represent big spiritual lessons and major life themes. The star appearing in this reading tells me that whatever is about to happen between you and this person is part of your larger soul journey. This connection is meant to teach you something important about hope, healing, and receiving the love you truly deserve. The fifth card that came through is the Knight of Cups. And now we are really getting into the heart of this message. The Knight of Cups is the romantic of the tarot deck. This night is all about emotional offerings, romantic gestures, expressions of genuine feeling. When I see the Knight of Cups in a reading about something strong happening between two people, it almost always indicates a romantic proposal of some kind, whether that is an actual proposal or simply someone expressing their feelings in a clear and heartfelt way. Think about the energy we have built up so far. We have the Knight of Wands bringing bold action, the Eight of Cups showing necessary release, the Queen of Wands representing confident, authentic self, the Star bringing hope and healing, and now the Knight of Cups arrives with an emotional offering. Do you see how this is building to something? All of these cards are preparing the ground for a genuine, heartfelt expression to take place between you and this person. The Knight of Cups is a dreamer, but he is also someone who acts on his dreams. He does not just feel things internally, he expresses them. He writes the love letter, he plans the romantic date, he shows up with flowers, he says the words out loud. For those of you who have been in a situation where feelings were implied but never stated clearly, the Knight of Cups energy is about to change that. Someone is ready to be vulnerable and express what they truly feel. What I love about the Knight of Cups for you, Libra, is that this is very much in alignment with your Venus-ruled nature. You appreciate romance, you value emotional connection, you want someone who can be both passionate and tender. The Knight of Cups delivers exactly that. He brings passion, but he also brings emotional depth. He is not just physically attracted, he is emotionally invested. He is not just excited, he genuinely cares about creating something beautiful with you. Now I want to talk about the combination of having both the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups in this reading because that is actually quite significant. These two knights together represent the combination of passion and emotion, action and feeling, physical chemistry, and emotional connection. It is like the universe is saying this is not going to be one-dimensional. This connection has layers. There is the exciting, passionate chemistry represented by the Knight of Wands, and there is also the deep emotional bond represented by the Knight of Cups. For some of you, these two knights might represent two different people, and you are choosing between them. One person might embody more of that passionate, exciting Knight of Wands energy, while another embodies more of the romantic, emotional Knight of Cups energy. If that is your situation, the cards are asking you to consider what you truly need. Do you need more stability and emotional expression, or do you need more excitement and passion? Or is there a way to find both qualities in one person or one situation? But for most of you, I feel like these two knights represent different aspects of the same connection, or the same person showing you different sides of themselves. Maybe this person can be both adventurous and romantic, both bold and tender, both exciting and emotionally available. That combination is rare and special, which is why the cards are emphasizing that something strong is indeed about to happen. The Knight of Cups also brings a message about following your heart. As a Libra, you tend to live in your head a lot, weighing pros and cons, analyzing every angle. The Knight of Cups is encouraging you to let your heart have a voice in this decision. What does your heart actually want? Not what makes logical sense, not what other people think you should do, but what does your heart genuinely desire? The Knight of Cups is giving you permission to honor that. Now let me pull the final card to bring this whole reading together. The Eight of Swords just came through, and Libra, I know this might seem like a confusing card to end on, but stay with me, because this is actually the key to everything. The Eight of Swords shows a figure who is blindfolded and surrounded by swords, stuck in the ground, appearing trapped. But here's the thing about this card that most people miss. The bindings are loose, the swords are not actually touching the person, and if they just took off the blindfold, they would see they can walk away anytime. The Eight of Swords represents mental imprisonment, self-imposed limitations, fears, and beliefs that keep you stuck, even though you actually have more freedom than you realize. In the context of this reading about something strong happening between you and another person, the Eight of Swords is pointing to whatever mental barriers or fears might be preventing you from fully receiving or participating in this connection. Let me be really direct with you. You have all these beautiful cards showing bold action, necessary release, confident energy, hope and healing, romantic offerings, Everything is aligning for something strong and real to happen. But the Eight of Swords is showing up to say that there is still a part of you that might be trapped in fear or old beliefs that could prevent you from fully stepping into this. Maybe you are afraid of being hurt again. Maybe you are telling yourself stories about why this could not possibly work out. Maybe you are so used to disappointment that you are preemptively protecting yourself by not fully believing this could be real. Maybe you are trapped in analysis paralysis, which is such a Libra tendency, weighing every possible outcome until you are frozen and unable to act. The Eight of Swords is asking you to identify what mental prison you are in. What are the thoughts and beliefs that are keeping you from freedom? What are you telling yourself about this situation or about yourself that might not actually be true? The swords surrounding the figure in this card represent thoughts, and 8 of them suggests a lot of mental chatter and overthinking. But the key insight of this card is that you have the power to remove the blindfold. You can choose to see things differently. Here is what I think the 8 of Swords is really saying in the context of all the other cards. Something strong is about to happen between you and this person. The Knight of Wands energy is coming in. The emotional healing of the star is supporting it. The romantic expression of the Knight of Cups is manifesting. All of that is real. But whether you can fully receive it and participate in it depends on whether you can free yourself from the mental limitations and fears that the 8 of Swords represents. This card is not here to scare you or to say that nothing will happen. It is here as a gentle wake-up call. It is here to show you that the only thing standing between you and the strong, beautiful connection that is trying to happen is your own mind. Your fears are valid. They come from real experiences of pain, but they do not have to control your future. You can acknowledge the fear and still choose to remove the blindfold and see what is actually in front of you. The 8 of Swords is also about feeling powerless when you actually have more power than you realize. In your love situation, you might feel like you have no control, like you are waiting for the other person to make all the moves, like you are stuck. But the truth that the 8 of Swords reveals is that you have so much power. You have the power to communicate what you want. You have the power to set boundaries. You have the power to choose yourself. You have the power to remove the mental barriers and step into the strong connection that is available to you. So Libra, here is what I am seeing in this reading as a whole. Something strong is absolutely about to happen between you and this person. There is passionate action coming in with the Knight of Wands. There is necessary release and walking away from what no longer serves you with the 8 of Cups. There is you stepping into your confident, authentic power with the Queen of Wands. There is hope and healing and divine alignment with the Star. There is emotional expression and romantic gesture with the Knight of Cups. All of this is real and it is happening. But the 8 of Swords at the end is your reminder that you need to free yourself from mental prisons and fears to fully participate in this. You need to take off the blindfold and see this situation clearly, not through the lens of past hurt or fear of future pain, but through the lens of what is actually here right now. You need to trust yourself and trust that you can handle whatever happens. You need to let go of the overthinking and the analysis paralysis that keeps you stuck. I want to leave you with this thought. The cards are showing you a beautiful potential future where something strong and real manifests between you and this person. But potential only becomes reality when you take action, when you free yourself from limitations, when you say yes to what wants to come through. So my invitation to you, Libra, is to notice where you are holding yourself back. Notice what fears are running in the background. Notice what old stories you are telling yourself. And then consciously choose to release those and step forward into what is calling you. Thank you so much for being here with me for this reading. I hope it brought you clarity and hope. If this resonated with you, drop a comment and let me know what part spoke to you most. I love hearing from you, and your feedback helps me understand what kind of content serves you best. Until next time, trust yourself, trust the process, and know that you are so worthy of the love you desire.